Hey, it's Bella. Welcome back to Researchers Stripped. I'm here today to discuss the stereotypes affiliated with sex workers. This is probably going to be one of my favorite videos because I could go on and on about these stereotypes because not only are they very not true, but they're very true at the same time. So the irony at play here is quite comical. My partner in crime, Dexter, will be talking about the actual research behind these stereotypes so he can give you more information on just how true and false these claims are. So please check out his video in the link below, and without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so I'm sure the first thing that comes to your head when you hear the word stripper is, drum roll, drug addict, whore, prostitute. She probably has abusive parents. Her boyfriend's probably in jail. Maybe she's paying for nursing school. Maybe she has a baby. I bet she steals. These are all common, very common allegations that we face every single day. And to be honest, they're not too far from the truth. So we're about to get into that. These don't apply to everybody, of course. That's what Dexter's going to be getting into. But a lot of these stereotypes have a reason. Let me start off by saying that I have met hundreds, if not thousands, of women in this industry. And unfortunately, the commonality that we all have is that we did grow up in abusive, toxic, dysfunctional households. I can't say I've met one girl that didn't. It's really unfortunate. I've often referred to the strip club as the house of broken women. So if you're looking for a broken woman, you're guaranteed to find her there. It's important to note that if you know this, you can probably guess why they're there. This is a very common part of our lives. And in a lot of ways, women use this work as a way of coping. So do not judge a book by its cover, but in this case, ding, 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 you're a little true. A lot of women are abused early in life that end up in this industry. Okay, drug addiction. This is very touchy because a lot of the people that I knew at the club never mess with drugs. But that also has a lot to do on where you're working and the quality of women that are hired at each club. But at the clubs I have worked at, if drugs were involved, typically it would be involving Xanax or, weed, which isn't a drug, but everybody's a stoner these days. But Xanax is a real problem, and a lot of dancers are using it to cope. But more often than not, what I see is alcoholism, and it definitely plagues the lives of a lot of women at the club because they can't handle how traumatizing working in this environment is. It's really sad. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that not all, but a lot of women are struggling with addictions of some sort. Make sure if you are a gentleman at the club, you're not taking advantage, but I shouldn't have to say that. My favorite allegation, the whores and prostitutes. Again, depending on where you work, this may be true. Some women do indulge in extra practices for money, but most often than not, we're on camera, so we know if we do anything illegal, it is all on tape. So most women are not going to do anything, and most women that work at the clubs are very, very conservative, so good luck getting your dick sucked, buddy. Not only is it comical that men think that just because we're dancers, that means we want to have sex with them, it's also really hurtful because these allegations and assumptions more often than not come from a woman's close circle. Her friends, her family, her boyfriend or girlfriend. It creates a lot of tension and envy, resentment, a whole combination of things, and the common assumption is that a woman is a whore if she is taking off her clothes for money. But in my experience, I think I've met two. And I have met hundreds and, if not, like I said earlier, thousands of women, and I've only met two. So the chances of you getting blown at the club are pretty much slim to none. You're not going to find them at a strip club, they're probably on the street. Just being real. There's always these 1 or 2 girls at the club, and they got their jail boyfriend. Oh, I can't even do this one. In my experience, there is always that one woman who is running back after every dance and every VIP to check her phone to make sure that she did not get a combined public call from her jail boyfriend. It's not common, but it does happen, and from time to time, the assumption is correct, but more often than not, like maybe 97% of dancers are not in that position, so maybe Dexter can validate me or invalidate me, but that's just my experience. This one's the funniest, I think. A lot of people assume that if a woman is paying for her education and she's a dancer, that she is a nurse. And more often than not, you're correct. I'm not sure why, but a lot of women in this industry become nurses. So maybe if you're lucky, you will have your sexy nurse dreams and fantasies played out in reality. But it's not often that a lot of women use dancing as a stepping stone to pay for school, but most of them that do end up being nurses. But I have met 1 astrophysicist, 3 business majors, and a photographer. So they're kind of all over the board, but there is a strong pull towards nursing. Another common assumption is that if you're dancing, it means you have a baby. I do not. And I know a lot of other women who do not, but I also know that a lot of women do. It's probably 50-50. Maybe that's an exaggeration. 40-60. 60% don't, 40% do. But it makes a lot of sense if you're a single mom or you're even a young parent trying to raise a child. You need a lot of quick money, and dancing fulfills that need. So it makes sense that a mother would want to make as much money as possible to take care of her baby. But I have seen it at a lot of different clubs that women will lie and say that they have babies just to make the customer feel sorry for her, I guess you could say, and give her more money. I haven't done that. I don't feel morally comfortable using a child to monetize my profits, but if the shoe fits, it works. And lastly, my least favorite assumption is that if you're a dancer, that means you're a thief. I really don't know where this comes from, but I have never, not once in my years of being a private dancer or a exotic dancer, have I ever been robbed by women. If anything, I've actually had my money taken from me from random clients walking by. So, not too sure where those allegations come from, but I haven't really dealt with burglary or stealing too often at the club. But if you are one of those girls, fuck you. Don't be stealing from your fellow women. That's fucked up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this segment. It was actually pretty fun for me to record, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you have anything you'd like to add, comment, and please subscribe. Have a good night.